Some writers set out to inform people just as much as they hope to entertain them. Texts can have dual purposes. Many writers understand that engaging an audience is an art form that calls for a little bit of clever manipulation to entice people to stay along for the ride and take up an important message. Sometimes writers use entertainment as the Trojan horse for hooking readers into an intriguing storyline so that they can inform them about a particular moral or life lesson. Of course, there are informative texts that do not pretend to be anything other than informative. Some informative texts get straight to the point, presenting us with facts, statistics, and information to help increase the audience's knowledge of specific subject matter. Articles, non-fiction books, and how-to guides are key examples of informative texts that are designed for the clear purpose of educating readers. Many of these kinds of texts are presented as objective and factual in nature, using language specific to the area of expertise being covered. Biographies, autobiographies, historical accounts, and scientific textbooks all fall under the category of informational texts.
All of these textual forms are generally unbiased, objective information sources, yet not all informational texts are factual. Novels, short stories, historical fiction, and even poetry can still be classified as informative. Many authors of these mediums set out with the intention to inform their readers about topical issues and intertwine their messages throughout their stories. We will dive deeper into an example of this later in this lesson when I discuss Arthur Miller's purpose in writing The Crucible to inform his 1950s audience of abuses of authority plaguing his political world.
If we are relying on a text as a source of information, we need to make sure that it is a reliable and credible informational text. How can we tell if an information source is both reliable and credible? There are a few details that we can pay attention to in order to assess the quality of information being shared. First, pay attention to the author of the text. Who are they? What experience or expertise do they have in the area being covered? What is their purpose, or what are their motivations for sharing the information? Do they have any notable biases? For example, some journalists may present their writing as objective and informative, but if we look at their publication history, we may be able to tell if they have any recurring tendencies to only account for one side of the argument. We can also pay attention to the publication platform. Where an information text is published can tell us a lot about whether or not it is a reliable, unbiased source of information. Some media outlets will push certain perspectives at the exclusion of alternative viewpoints that do not align with their agendas. So it's important that we have access to credible platforms that prioritize accuracy and truth over catchy headlines and sensationalism. Another method for determining the reliability of an informative text is to cross-check the facts, statistics, or information with other reliable sources. Read widely and refuse to accept the information on face value. Make sure you validate your understanding of an issue by accessing more than one information source. It's a good idea to read widely enough about a topic or issue to determine if there are any competing perspectives or contradictions that emerge in different information sources.